Grossing over $785 million worldwide, Deadpool 2 not only became the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, but also the highest grossing X-Men film of all time, which makes being pretty much the only X-Men movie that features the least amount of X-Men in it kind of ironic. Although we did get to see at least one shot with some real X-Men in it, however technically Deadpool wasn't actually in that shot. Why, you may ask? Well, stay tuned to the end of the video to find out the answer. Hi, I'm Jamie Gutierrez from Fame Focus, and this is a VFX breakdown of Deadpool 2. Completing 655 VFX shots and 23 sequences, visual effects company Double Negative certainly did take the lion's share of the VFX work in Deadpool 2. For the parachute sequence just before X-Force members become ex-X-Force members, DNEG put together plates and aerial shots using a mix of CG doubles for faraway scenes and real actors for close-up shots, one of which being actor Brad Pitt's on-screen cameo. Although personally I didn't think the facial expression quite matched the scene and it looked like they just pasted on a bad photo. The scream doesn't really match either, making him look like he's screaming with his mouth open rather than his mouth shut. I want to try something here. Let's see if just by removing the scream and choosing a better photo, we can improve the realism of the shot. Really? Do you think that's moving in the right direction? Let us know in the comments. And don't be nasty. Now, a lot of the downtown street chase was filmed on a soundstage for obvious safety and road closure headache reasons, but it did mean that more practical stunts could be done and there was less need for digital doubles. That said, CGI was still used in places like, for example, when Cable jumps out from an exploding trailer. Pretty awesome. Scenery looks reversed. Hide it with smoke, smart move. As well as all of the shots of his arm, which were done entirely with CGI. It was also decided to use a motion capture sleeve for Cable's arm instead of a practical effects metal arm, because that would not have only taken extra time, but it also would have committed them to a specific design and made it more work to change if needed later on. This is because using a prop sleeve would add extra size to his arm, increasing the amount they would need to remove should they want to remove the arm, making the whole thing counterproductive. And with the render quality and lighting match these days, DNEG were pretty confident they could add a digital arm seamlessly anyway, so... As for Cable's chest and neck, they did use a combination of CGI and prosthetics. DNEG also worked on fire fists in a white hot glowing fists, translating the concept art into the final effect on screen. Okay, so now for some pretty challenging and kind of controversial VFX work. And I'm not on about having a naked guy mocap Colossus, because that's just ridiculous and never happened, although it is kind of funny. No, I'm on about the baby legs. Just how do you switch out Deadpool's legs with those of a young boy? Firstly, putting trouserless baby legs on a grown man's torso is kind of a messed up thing to do. And how do you do it without looking creepy, dodgy, or just plain wrong? Well, the production team soon realised that the more normal they made the legs look, the more people became immersed in the humour of Deadpool with cute little funny Deadpool baby pegs, instead of be repulsed by such a horrible, disturbing image. So then comes the next question, real or CGI? Well, DNEG went with CGI, as sticking a stand-in toddler's legs onto actor Ryan Reynolds would have meant trying to sync up two different performances and may have also compromised Ryan's performance as Deadpool. Plus the legs walking across the room had to be CGI anyway to better control lining up with Deadpool's walking. But how do you shoot the scene? Do you make a hole in the couch and have Ryan kneel inside it and add on CGI legs in post? Well, while they did initially explore this idea, they soon realised that not having legs free may have also affected Ryan's body language too much. So in order to get more of a natural feel, they sat him normally but put markers on his legs. This made the performance more genuine and allowed Ryan to almost suggest some performances for the legs. Also, having childish poses that look funny on a full-grown man, or adult poses on childlike legs for each time it cuts back to him, made the gag even funnier. For having him walking on his infant-like appendages, DNEG did some quick mocap tests, having Ryan walking on his knees, which actually ended up looking quite good, and also gave him the height they needed. All that was left was to make sure he didn't lean backward or forwards too much, because it wouldn't actually be possible to do that if he had short little legs. So for realism, he needed to stay as upright as he could. And finally, we have the shot of the X-Men in the X-Men mansion, which I said Deadpool wasn't technically in, and that's because he wasn't. Deadpool 2's production team sent lineup data and camera lens info to director Simon Kinberg, who was a producer on Deadpool, but also happened to be the director of X-Men Dark Phoenix. Handy! So while filming Dark Phoenix, he managed to get them a cheeky little shot of some mutants, matching the camera angle and lighting, ready for Deadpool to be superimposed on top. And there you have it. Hopefully in Deadpool 3 we'll get to see some actual interaction with X-Men characters, but we'll see. If you enjoyed the music in this video, there are links in the video description. Also, please give us a like to help us out, and let us know in the comments section what movie VFX you'd like us to break down next.